all the great journeys start with the small steps. The technology which was very expensive is now accessible to small and medium enterprises. It really boils down to what kind of use cases the SMBs would like to solve with these technologies. If you're using Google Maps, you're using AI. AI is a part of your everyday life. We all know that how a great customer experience, specifically for SMBs, is also heavily influenced by reviews on Google Maps. Any new technology, when your culture is not looking forward to embrace it, that becomes a challenging environment. The core component of any AI strategy is having actually a right data foundation.
Today, we're diving into the transformative world of AI, cloud, and digital transformation, focusing on how businesses can harness these technologies to modernize, innovate, and scale. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the CanadianSME Small Business Podcast, where we explore the strategic insights and innovative solutions that empower Canadian businesses to thrive in today's digital age. Today, we're diving into the transformative world of AI, cloud, and digital transformation, focusing on how businesses can harness these technologies to modernize, innovate, and scale. Because in an era where technology is advancing at an unprecedented pace, a company's ability to move beyond pivots and embed AI is more important than ever. Our guest is a senior sales leader with over 2 decades of experience in translating emerging technologies into business impact. Joining us is Tushar Joglekar, the senior VP of sales for AWS Business at Xebia. Tushar is at the forefront of helping enterprises harness the power of AI and agentic AI to modernize and scale. Xebia is a global IT consulting and software engineering services company with a presence in 16 countries, and its mission is to help organizations on their AI native journeys. Today, we'll discuss lots, including AI's adoption for SMBs, how they can embrace cloud, the impact of AI and analytics on competitive advantage, and Xebia's global vision. So without a further ado, let's dive in and welcome our guest, Tushar. Tushar, we're very pleased to have you on the show today. How are you?
I'm good, thanks for having me. I think it's great to be connected with the Canadian SMEs. I think there are a lot of changes happening
Right.
with the whole technology and AI. So yeah, super excited.
Very pleased to have you with us again. And Tushar, as I mentioned in my intro as well, many small and medium-sized businesses, they worry that AI is too big or too expensive for them. And your work is about making this AI so accessible for the SMBs. So please tell us, what's your core advice for businesses and solo entrepreneurs starting small with AI, and how can you share an example? And if you can also share an example of how it gave a retail client a competitive advantage.
Absolutely. So I think even if it's a very cliche to say that, but all the great journeys start with the small steps. I think in our experience, and in my personal experience, what I've seen is AI, or the changing technology landscape, has actually given the level playing field for the SMBs. Because the technology which was very expensive and which was typically accessed by the large enterprises is now accessible to small and medium enterprises, right? So the point of entry is not so expensive. It really boils down to what kind of use cases the SMBs would like to solve with these technologies, right? So for example, we were working with I would not say it's a small time retailer, but a local retailer in US, and they completely revamped their sales forecasting with AI, right? Which used to be always spreadsheets, until last year, or emails, or phone. Now they have completely changed it with the agentic AI solution which we have built, which essentially helps them do a better sales forecasting that also impacts their supply chain mandate. They ended up saving about 27 to 30% of their costs because of AI. Now, earlier, when you would imagine any supply chain solution or any solution for the SMBs, which will either typically be a large solution which will need for them to spend maybe a couple of $1 million a year to make sense out of the solution. That's not the case anymore because the technology is very, very accessible to SMBs as well. And then the emerging cloud technologies makes it even more accessible for SMBs like Amazon or Azure or GCP from Google. They make it very, very accessible for the SMBs to actually enter and then really embrace technology and AI to really elevate their customer experience, and then of course in turn saving cost and faster go to market.
Mm-hmm. That's a very practical and an inspiring insight, Tushar. Thank you so much for that.
Sure.
And you're right. It's clear that AI doesn't have to be such a massive project. It can be a simple, tangible solution for business growth. Now let's kind of explore how businesses can leverage cloud technology and UI UX for digital transformation, because these are beyond AI. Embracing cloud tech and having a great user experience are crucial for businesses in the
Absolutely.
digital world, right?
Absolutely.
Please, tell us how can Canadian SMBs use cloud tech to innovate, and why is great customer experience key for a seamless digital experience?
Absolutely. So I think a lot of SMBs I speak to, or even forget SMBs, a lot of people I speak to, they always think that AI is not for us, and I don't think so. We are using it, and I always tell them that if you're using Google Maps,
Mhm.
you're using AI.
Right.
If you're using Spotify, you're actually using AI, because now AI is a part of your everyday life,
Mhm.
which is one of the first fundamental technologies which has happened probably in the last few decades, where the B2C adoption is faster than B2B.
Right.
So I think from the cloud and the digital experience standpoint, it is extremely crucial for SMBs as well to embrace that. I'll give you a very small example, right? Imagine a small coffee shop which is probably has like 10 outlets
Mhm.
in northern Ontario. Uh, if they start with embracing cloud, move their billing system in a SaaS model, move their supply chain to SaaS model using, let's say, AWS to manage that, and then also use a great website for mobile orders or the online orders, that itself gives them a huge advantage from the end user standpoint,
Right.
right? Now, and again, we all know that how a great customer experience specifically for SMBs is also heavily influenced by reviews on Google Maps, right? Now, that is also very closely linked with how you're actually treating your customers, both online and offline. And when you start, and many of our SMB clients, they're great offline, but that's not the same experience for online, right?
Right.
And then I don't know if you remember a Starbucks, which is like a leader in coffee chain. They had a serious issue of their online customers, because the online customers who were booking the coffee
Mhm.
were waiting for more than 20 minutes in line. So
Wow.
they had a major problem, so that they were doing a great job in online, but their experience was not translated to offline, because customers were actually waiting more in line, even though they're ordering it on mobile or online. So I think, again, going back to my comment that earlier, the point of entry was very expensive for SMBs, but now the point of entry is not so expensive. And companies like AWS, companies like Google or Microsoft, they are having so many solutions specifically designed for SMBs, that it's only important for the SMBs to actually embrace that and start adopting it. I think it boils down to what is the fundamental problem we are trying to solve. So I think that use case becomes a very important, and I think that's where they need to spend some time to figure out what's my point of entries and how I'm going to embrace it in long term.
Right. That's a very clear and a strategic overview,
Yeah,
Tushar. And it's evident that a robust cloud strategy and a focus on user experience are both foundational for pretty much any modern business.
absolutely.
Business, if you are looking to modernize your business, implement AI, or transition to the cloud, then please learn from this conversation with Tushar on how to start small with AI, embrace cloud tech, and leverage a data-driven strategy to compete with larger companies and grow uh, exponentially. Now let's continue our conversation with Tushar. Now, Tushar, let's kind of discuss how Xebia helps clients navigate the AI native journey from pilots to core operations? Because many organizations, they get stuck in the pilot phase of AI, and you specifically specialize in helping them move beyond that to full scale adoption. So please tell us, how does Xebia help organizations fully embedded AI into operations, and what challenges must they overcome for successful adoption?
So it's a great question, and I think what we have seen is we have seen the whole journey of PowerPoint presentations to pilots to now full scale implementation. One example probably I can say we are currently working with one cruise line company in US when they were getting about 10,000 emails a day, right?
Wow.
And then imagine, like, where is my booking? What's happening? I want to change my booking, and so on and so forth. Their SLA for responding to those emails was anywhere between 2 days to 4 days, because the volume of emails and categorization was very important to respond. When we actually deliver the agentic AI solution, we optimize that response rate by about 95%. Right now, I'm talking this, and this use case can be implemented across any industry. It doesn't matter; it has to be a cruise line company. It could be as simple as a trucking company who is getting more and more emails from the support standpoint. We can essentially implement that. So when you go from a pilot to a large scale implementation or operations from that standpoint, I think there are two aspects which critically play a very important role. One is the whole culture of the organization, because any new technology, when your culture is not looking forward to embrace it, that becomes a challenging environment, right? And a lot of companies are at the stage where, oh, we want to do it, but we don't really know if we want to scale it, because security is still a very, very large uh, problem for a lot of our clients, and rightly so, right? Because the way the technology is changing, a lot of CIOs have a serious concern about the data security, right? So once we start working closely with the security organization and the CIOs and then folks on the ground, then it becomes a broader conversation from the large scale implementation standpoint. But I would say there are a lot of clients who are still in a pilot phase, but there are a lot of clients who have also moved beyond. So clients who have embraced it as a culture, along with the technology aspect of, they have made a successful transition from pilot. But the clients where that culture seems to be still an issue, they're still figuring out, how do I actually go beyond pilot from that standpoint.
Right. That's a very crucial distinction, Tushar. And it's clear that real value of AI, it really lies in its full scale integration into the company's operations.
Absolutely.
And this native AI, AI native journey, I should say, is really about, to our audiences as well. It's clearly about strategic implementation and overcoming the challenges of moving from pilots to full scale operational adoption. Let's take a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to explore how AI and analytics can give businesses a real competitive edge.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? This. Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us. You still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep, healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah, well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep, that's all us. That's all UPS.
Welcome back, everyone. Now let's dive into how companies can leverage AI and data-driven strategies to boost growth, efficiency, and decision-making. Now, Tushar, let's kind of explore the broader impact of AI and analytics on a company's competitive advantage, because you believe that a data-driven strategy and AI-augmented technology, they can create a level playing field for SMBs. Please tell us, how can businesses use data-driven strategies and AI to compete with larger players, boost growth, efficiency, and decision-making?
Absolutely. So I think the core component of any AI strategy is having actually a right data foundation, right?
Mm.
There's a typical term we use is which is GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. That if you don't really have a great data, it doesn't matter the kind of AI engine you're using. We are basically not getting the right in output and input, right, from that
Right.
standpoint. So we are also working with a lot of our clients to actually fix their data foundation, because you have structured data, we have unstructured data, and I can probably just break it down. It's a very simple example, right? So you have data in your PDFs, your data in your emails, your spreadsheets, your text documents, your emails, and so on and so forth. And then you also have a structured data. So how do I start building a meaningful pipeline of that data so that
Mm.
my LLMs, which are my large language models, can consume is better? So when I'm querying anything, I actually get a positive and concise response, right? So, and that is the core foundation of any data and AI. And then you can essentially build great AI foundation models on that data, right? So the fact that it actually helps build smarter AI models with the whole data and AI, that essentially boosts a ton of productivity. And then you manage that and you essentially correlate that. And if I'm really speaking it from the SMB standpoint, SMBs, the kind of market knowledge SMBs have in their particular market is unparalleled, right?
Mhm.
So you essentially marry that domain knowledge and market knowledge with the whole data and AI. That gives you a tremendous advantage over even a larger player. There are so many examples I can tell that the smaller players, the regional players, are still extremely relevant into that particular market, even though that market is owned or entered by a large big time retailers or in their own domain. So I think that is where the power of data and AI, along with the domain knowledge and the market knowledge, makes a lot of sense for SMBs.
That's a powerful point, Tushar. And it's clear that AI and analytics, they are not just tools, they're quite the strategic differentiators
Absolutely.
for businesses. Finally, let's discuss Xebia's global vision and your outlook for the future of digital transformation, because Xebia is a global IT consulting and software company for our listeners that are listening, with a presence in about 16 countries. This is quite a global footprint that gives you a unique perspective, Tushar. Please tell us, what is Xebia's vision for leading the next wave of AI adoption, and how can businesses use AI and cloud tech to modernize, innovate, and grow?
Sure. So Xebia is a very interesting company. We started in 1999 in Netherlands, and I call this as a digital native company, and now we are an AI first company, because our company started as a DevOps and agile consulting company back in the day,
Right.
25 years ago. And then, of course, we pivoted to building products, we pivoted to building platforms, and now since last couple of years, what we call it's an AI first company.
Mhm.
There is a huge amount of investments what we have done in AI, because the whole world is moving towards that. 90% of our clients are doing something around AI, whether it's a pilot or whether it's a full scale implementation, or whether we are helping them to what we call is a building a value framework from
Right.
the AI standpoint, right? Because a lot of our clients are also in a space where they want to start AI, but I don't know if it's going to make sense for me. So that is where we have a value framework where we work with our clients to actually define what does that strategy look from their standpoint. Our vision, specifically from the Xebia standpoint, is we probably next 3 to 5 years, we want to have at least 70 to 80% of our revenue coming from AI.
Mhm.
And we absolutely feel that that is doable because the fundamental fabric of doing business is changing from the technology. And this is probably, it's not just a fad, it is real, because we are seeing that in every day, because there are a lot of technology bubbles, if I can call it, have come in last 20 years.
Right.
But this is, in our opinion, this is not a bubble. This is real, because we are seeing this every day with our clients, working very closely from that standpoint.
That's an inspiring vision, Tushar, and it's clear that you are very passionate about helping businesses
Absolutely.
navigate the future of tech and AI. Now, Tushar, as we're wrapping up, what would be your one key message to the SMBs that are listening today about using tech to grow their business?
One sentence. SMBs should not look technology as a cost center. It should be looked as a business enabler. And the moment you essentially shift that focus from as a cost center to business enabler, you will essentially have easier conversations to embrace technology to grow your business, reduce costs, and build a solid, faster time to market machine from that standpoint.
That is a powerful and actionable message.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Tushar,
Thank
for
you
being
for
on the
having
show
me.
today and for being so informative about different tools and solutions that you're offering. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing your vision with us.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
And that was an insightful conversation with Tushar Joglekar, the Senior VP at Xebia, on how to practically adapt AI for SMBs, the importance of cloud and user experience, the AI native journey from pilots to core operations, and Xebia's global vision and future outlook. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. And before we go, we'd love to, kind of give a special shout out to our partners. But before that, please be sure to subscribe to our podcast for expert insights and resources that can help your business thrive. You can also visit our website, CanadianSME.ca, for valuable information and tools. Shout out to RBC, UPS, Avon Global College, ADP, and Google for their ongoing commitment to empowering small businesses in Canada. Until next time, please keep innovating and striving for success. We'll see you in the next episode.